my wizards? Dev from SBMTG. A couple more spoilers for you today. Came down in the wee hours of the morning last night, and people are really excited and divided between these two cards here. We're not really sure how we feel about them as a community. First of all, Endbringer. This has gotten a lot of press, we'll say. You know, a lot of people talking about this card, and a lot of people really like it. Like, people in the Mythic Spoiler comments are like, what's wrong with this card? I think that there's some things, you know. So I'm trying to be as objective as possible. Definitely the card does 4 things. Like, you can, you know, make one of their guys not attack, you can make one of their guys not block, you can draw cards, you can ping them. Although, I mean, a 6-mana 5/5 that pings is a little underwhelming, so, but it's not like that ability doesn't exist on the card. It certainly does. And it untaps during every untap step, including theirs. So you can just do crazy tricks with it, especially if you have like all the colorless, strictly colorless mana. You know, but for 6 mana, it's okay. So a 6 mana creature, sure, you can play it in like any deck. That's a cool upside to it, but 6 mana guy that doesn't actually affect the board in any way. When he comes down, he doesn't have any enter the battlefield triggers, he doesn't affect the board at all the turn cycle that he first comes into play, you know, your turn and theirs. Not only that, but he doesn't get anything when he dies. Like, let's say they remove the guy, absolutely nothing happens, you're just out a guy. So he's not Worm Coil Engine, right? And, you know, as far as the enter the battlefield tricks thing goes, he's no Grave Titan either. So as far as 6 mana creatures go, I mean, there's just not a ton of value. But if the guy sticks, for more than a turn or two, things can get crazy. I'm not really sure how often you'll be using the ping thing. We'll have to see about that. Drawing cards is very good. And I like that he can manipulate combat in 2 different ways. That's awesome too. I like that he can swing in on your turn, attack, and then on the next turn he can untap and do other stuff. You know, obviously a very versatile card. So there's pros and cons to him, but end of the day, I'm just not sure that he's standard playable. We do have the Eldrazi ramp decks. But they really like 6 mana or 7 mana creatures, unless they're playing Conduit of Ruin, usually out of the sideboard, you know. But they really want to be able to fetch up 7 mana creatures. It really sucks. This thing doesn't work with Kozilek's Return. That's kind of a bummer, you know. So there's a lot of different things to talk about when analyzing this card, obviously. I do think it's really cool in like Commander. This could be a really cool Commander piece, but I'll have to wait and see. We all will, about standard playability. I'm just not sure what it slots into right now, and at that mana cost, I'm not really sure like what it really does. Even though it does so much, I'm not totally sold. This is the one that I'm slightly more excited about, but I'm still like, I have been messing around with it today. So let's check it out. This is Goblin Dark Dwellers, which is just the names lately. But anyway, Endbringer's a cool name. But in any case, Goblin Dark Dwellers is what we're talking about. I've been messing around with this probably the same time this is uploaded. I'll have the video uploaded where I just show you like 3 decks that I'm testing right now, and this is in one of them as a one of. And so far today, it's been fine when you see it, you know. In that deck, we have ways of filtering, or at least one great way of filtering, that allows us to see this card even if it's a one of. And I do think it will end up being a one of if it sees standard play, whether it's in the Bring to Light decks. That seems cool, right? You bring this to light, and then you play it for free, and then you're able to play a spell for free. That's all the value. That's cool. Could be in those decks as a one-of, possibly. There are people saying, but as an interlude here, that this, you know, you recast Atarka's Command with this. I don't know if I see that, to be honest with you. I mean, the Atarka red decks that exist right now don't play any creatures above a 2-drop. This guy's a 5-drop, you know? Like, they don't even play Zada. And there's, like, in an Atarka red deck, there's so many implications with a card like Zada. They play Battle Rage, they play Become Immense, you know, they play Titan Strength, and they don't even play Zada, which is arguably bombier than this and costs 1 mana less. So I don't know if it'll fit into the traditional red aggro deck. Although, I do think there's an argument for big red, and there's a lot of cool spells, like Exquisite Firecraft is a great example of spells this could play for you for free. And in the Bring to Light deck, play a bunch of stuff for you for free. So definitely could slot into some things, but I'm not completely sold. But hey, it's a relevant body. 4/4 with Menace, especially, is really good. That Menace isn't just tacked on. That is fairly relevant. Gives you a solid threat and allows you to usually recast removal. So this guy could be thought of as like a Necrotal type creature. You know, you play him, you kill a guy, you get a body. And a really good body in this case. So I can see this guy having some interesting applications, you know, especially if you just play him as removal. Bodied removal is always good. So far, I like Dark Dwellers, as far as the cards spoiled today, a lot better than Endbringer, but I could admit to possibly being wrong on Endbringer. I mean, let me know, because there's obviously a lot of love for that card. It's just 6-mana guy that doesn't do anything when he dies or when he enters the battlefield, and it's like, no, he's got a stick, you know, like, they just be like, Crackling Doom, lol, and it's just, you lose it. So, I'm just not sure about that. But Dark Dwellers, I think, might have some implications. Although there's people talking about it as like a 4-of. I'm not. That's probably wrong. But, well, again, we'll have to wait and see. Let me know how you feel about these cards down there in the comments section. If you like this video, tell YouTube that you liked it. All you gotta do is like smash thumbs up, and it takes like 2 seconds. So please do that. If you sub, if you're new, yada yada, all that. I'll see you guys next time.